What if you could build a business that gives you the life of freedom you deserve? What if you could find the secrets to marketing, leadership, customer service, and other aspects of business that help you exceed your goals? What if you could walk away from your business for 30 days and it never misses a beat? That's what this podcast is for, to help business leaders like you find freedom from the day-to-day grind and start spending your time doing the things you love. I'm Levi McClendon, and my co-host is Josh Taylor, and this is the Cheers to Freedom podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Cheers to Freedom podcast. I am your host, Josh Taylor. I am with my co-host, Levi McClendon. Levi, I have a question for you.
Hi, Josh. It's nice to see you today, too. It is a new day. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, because everybody knows you're doing okay, because I asked you the same question.
Every time, every day. All right, roll. What's your question?
So when you had your first date with Jenny, did you ask her to marry you?
On my first date?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, maybe you knew you wanted to.
I probably wanted to.
You didn't ask her. It would have been weird. Would have been a little bit creepy. The reality is that's what most businesses do, is when they do all this effort to get their customers to show up. And then when their customers show up, they try to ask them to marry them by selling them all the stuff. Like, hey, buy this, join our unlimited club, buy this, buy this. And the reality is most customers are not ready to buy when we are ready for them to buy or when we're asking them to buy. So we're going through the 10 car wash rules of marketing based on Dan Kennedy's Magnetic Marketing, the 10 rules that you find in there. And rule number 6 is there will always be follow-up. This is something that we kind of specialize in, right?
A little bit, Josh. I was actually going to tell you, I just put Jenny after our first date, I just put her in a drip follow-up.
You did? You just put her in an SMS campaign?
I put all my girlfriends in a drip campaigin.
Just follow up. Text them, say, just hope you're having a great day. Yeah. You should go get your car. I mean, you should just think about me.
Just thinking about you. Hope you have a great day. But see, when I can automate it,
20% off.
I didn't have to think about it, right? I probably would have. The sad thing is I'm kind of a geek like that. And so if I didn't have to think about it and I could just automate
absolutely would have automated your text messages to your girlfriends.
Gosh, and think about having Chat GPT and automated drips back when we were dating, dude. No brainer. I don't know what my kids are thinking.
You wouldn't have done anything.
And don't have to.
And your girlfriends were like, he's the most communicative. He communicates really well.
Very well. This guy's amazing. I know. Dang. I'm sharing my secrets already.
So follow up, though.
Yes.
This is something obviously that we do and we preach a lot. And it's because, again, people will buy when they're ready to buy. And it's not always when you're asking them to buy, but when they are ready to buy, you need to make sure they know who to buy from. And so the follow-up keeps you top of mind in that process.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you nailed it there when you said people are ready to buy when they're buying. You know, when they're ready, you have to be the one in front of them, Josh. I think about car washes, and clearly when they're being built, or if there is a car wash there, you're going to get business, right? People see you, they're going to come by, you're going to get a certain amount. But what happens over time is you end up plateauing both with retail customers as well as memberships. And so to take it to that next level, yeah, you could be doing fine. But if you really want to take your business to the next level, you absolutely have to follow up and engage with your customer. And when you talk about, on a serious note, dating, right? When I dated Jenny, I followed up with her. I got to know her. It wasn't in one night, right? It wasn't in one day. And you're right, I didn't ask her to marry me. And it was a dating, it was trust, it was relationship. We built that over time. I think the same principles apply to businesses. And especially if you're going to make a purchase that's ongoing. If you're taking money out of my bank account on a monthly basis, and I see that, if you don't want me to stop and put a stop on that withdrawal, then there has to be a relationship built, and there has to be. And so I'm talking, that's on the membership side, right? Like once they become a member, you still want to engage, build trust, build that relationship. But even on that retail side, when you get somebody in that campaign, yeah, you may not be seeing that monthly come out, but when that person is ready to buy, they need to know that, you know, over time, you're building trust, you're building a relationship. You are, again, not taking this fire hose approach and being like, oh, come and do unlimited and this and free vacuums and we've got air and we've got this and this and this. Over time, right? Get them in and then drip. We call them drip on them, right? We're going to continue to just engage. I know that sounds weird. What's that? Drip on them.
I don't call it that.
Well, it's drip. So here, let's talk about drip for a second, because apparently my kids say I've got some drip. And I'm like, what is drip?
Clothes. Come on,
And
man.
it's clothes. I didn't know that. So now, I mean, drip has all kinds of meanings, but when I say drip in this space, it means we're going to follow up drip by drip to engage, build relationships, and be the person in their pocket when they're ready to buy.
Yeah. Well, the follow-up builds rapport, it builds trust, like you said, and it allows people to know who to buy from when they are ready to buy. We were having a conversation with a customer a few weeks ago, Zach and I were, and he was concerned about a new big wash coming into town, and he wanted to do something on their grand opening to kind of kill their buzz. And we were honest with him. I said, look, there's things we can do, and here's a few ideas. But the reality is regardless, they're going to make a splash because they're the new guy in town. They're opening up. People are going to go check them out. The difference is you have built a text club, and you continue to build a text club that even if they go over and check that wash out, you've got their phone number. You're communicating with them. You're building that trust, and you just need to continue to double down on that. Because if you're not collecting those phone numbers, if you're not collecting that information from those customers, you have no way to communicate to them. So once they go check out that wash, you have no way to get them to come back to your wash and remind them of how great your business is. And so that's why that follow-up is so important. And it's not just, it's not just with SMS. It's communicating with them in every channel that you can. And you and I have been reading this book. I want you to explain the ZMOT approach and what that means and why these touch points are so important to your customer.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. It's not just that SMS, right? These are touch points that we need to make sure we're engaging with our customers. And Google did a study. It's called ZMOT, which stands for Zero Moment of Truth. And the author of Oversubscribed, Daniel Priestley, talks about this ZMOT, and he has what's called the 7-11-4 framework. And what it is, Josh, is basically before somebody is going to make a decision, especially on a membership of some type, there's got to be different interactions, right? So the 7 stands for 7 hours of interaction. So now, is someone going to obviously have 7 hours they're ingesting information about a car wash? Probably not, but this would include even talking about a car wash, talking about their car. It would be driving down the road and seeing your car wash. There's a lot of different engagement that takes place before somebody's ready to buy. So there's 7 hours of actual interaction in, videos, blogs, podcasts, different things that people are talking about. There's 11 interactions. That's the 11 that a prospect is probably going to somehow have. So 11 different times, like I said, it could be signage, could be a commercial, could be radio ad, could be a text, could be email. There's different things. And then 4 different verticals or 4 different locations that they have seen or heard. So that could be your on-site, right? They come and they visit the wash. Could be a text that is followed up. It could be a review that they saw or that they made. It could be, the email follow-up we talked about. Again, we're not huge fans of email, but if you are going to follow up, these are different platforms. Could be social, any type of social. So it could be a Facebook ad, promotion. So again, having the different interactions creates credibility too. Your website. So these are the moments of truth before somebody actually is willing to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Well, one of the cool things that I know that one of our customers does, and several of our customers do this, but I know this one in particular does it a lot, and it's been huge for his business. But we have, the OpSpot reviews. So when somebody redeems their free wash, they're sent a text, basically a survey of how was the wash. And it's on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best. And he calls anybody that's below a 5. That gives him a 1 through a 4. He calls them to say, hey, what can we do better? And the reason he can call them is because we've collected that phone number, and now there is another point of follow-up. And I can't tell you how many times he has said that phone call turned a bad review into a positive review. And every time on the phone they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you called me to check in. And he said, I just turned my 3 into a 5 just because you called me. That's incredible
awesome
service. That's what follow-up can do, because it builds that trust, it builds that rapport. And I do think it separates you from the competition down the road.
Well, and I think the reviews is another point. That's another touch point you just talked about, right? And that is that trust point. If I'm going to actually go sign up for a $40 a month subscription, I want to see what other people are saying. So the fact that we're getting people there and you're having positive reviews is going to help them, I think, push them over the top when they are making that decision.
Yeah. So, the follow-up is important. That is rule number 6. There will always be follow-up. If you're an OpSpot customer, obviously we make that super simple for you because we build all those campaigns for you and customize those based on your location, your wash, your amenities, all of that stuff to communicate with your customers. But you've got to make sure you're collecting that information and you are following up because, again, people don't usually buy when you want them to buy. They will buy when they're ready to buy, and you need to make sure they know who to buy from. And if you're not following up, they're going to go to the competition down the street.
Automate, automate, automate. There are clients that I've had, Josh, that say, hey, I don't really need the drip campaign. I'm just going to send out the messages when I want. Bad idea.
Nope.
Automate. Set it and forget it.
Because how many times do we say we're going to do something and then we forget to do it? I mean, I've got to set my vitamins out on the counter every day to remember to take those every single day. So we're not going to, with all the things that we have going on, especially how busy these operators get, you're not going to remember to set those text messages and send them out. So automate it
100%.
or heck, let OpSpot do it for you. So
yeah, absolutely.
There's a quick plug for OpSpot. So marketing rule number 6, there will always be follow-up. And looking forward to marketing rule number 7 because that's my jam right there, marketing rule number 7. So we will see you tomorrow for Car Wash Marketing Rule number 7.
Looking forward to it.